So gorgeous. Excellent. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to bring, of course... Oh, you want the chant to start? All right. All right. Well, yes, I absolutely think that we should bring Lewis in. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. You certainly got some fans. Excellent. All right. Perfect. All right. What about Jelia? Are you ready to see Jelia and the bridesmaids? Yeah. What about you, Lewis? Are you ready? Are you ready to see Jelia? Gentlemen, if you're able, please stand as we welcome in our gorgeous Jelia.
们去中间吧。我可以过去。Maybe holding hands?
Well, it's my absolute greatest pleasure to welcome you all here today to witness with me this celebration of friendship, love and marriage between Lewis William Stapleton and Jelia Morones Lucero. My name is Craig Batchelor and I'm a marriage celebrant duly authorised to solemnise marriages in accordance with the laws of Australia. I'm truly honoured to have been asked here today with you all as we celebrate the relationship of Lewis and Jelia and witness that relationship enter into its next remarkable phase. Well, today we have come together to celebrate the joining of two absolute legends. Am I right? Yeah. Yes. Who are the very best of friends and who have made the greatest decision to spend the rest of their lives together, to take their first steps together of a new beginning, one as husband and wife. However, today is not just a celebration of the love that they both have for each other. Today is also a day where we celebrate the triumph of love, equality and justice, where love knows no boundaries and it is celebrated in all of its forms. So today we celebrate everyone here for your role in allowing us to not only rejoice in Lewis and Jelia's love, but to rejoice in the progress of love's enduring power to unite us all. Choosing to marry is one of the deepest expressions of love. At its heart, marriage is a promise, a decision to walk through life side by side, to stand on the same team, and to keep choosing one another through whatever lies ahead. For Lewis, love is something active. It's in the caring, the supporting, the sharing of life as it comes. It's protection and trust, admiration and respect, and that quiet, undeniable pull towards one another that never really fades. And marriage to him is where all of that finds its rhythm, in teamwork, in standing shoulder to shoulder, in commitment that shows up not just in the big moments, but in those everyday moments. For Jelia, love is something you build, something that grows over time through patience, honesty and care. It's the feeling of peace when you're together, the sense of belonging that makes the world feel steady. It nourishes who you are, both as individuals and as a couple, allowing you to grow without ever growing apart. And marriage to her is that unity, two people with shared values and direction, choosing to walk the same path, through the good days and the harder ones, knowing neither of them has to face anything alone. Together, what Lewis and Jelia speak about isn't just love as a feeling, but love as a practice, something lived, something built, and something deeply protected. It's a partnership where strength comes not from standing alone, but standing together. Because in the end, marriage isn't just about finding the right person, it's about being there fully and wholeheartedly for the person that you've chosen again and again. Lewis and Jelia, marriage isn't just about signing a piece of paper or slipping a ring on a finger. Who would have thought? What you've chosen to do here today is far more meaningful. It's much bigger and it's far more fun. It's a celebration of your incredible friendship, your deep connection, and your love and your unshakable belief in a life lived side by side. Signing your marriage certificate here today is just the formal bit, but the real part will be in the promises that you make to each other. Promises of showing up for each other with love, loyalty, and plenty of laughter. Promises to face whatever comes your way hand in hand. Because as long as you're holding each other's hand and still finding those reasons to belly laugh with each other, you'll always find your way through anything. Well, family and friends, today is so much more about Lewis and Jelia standing here together. It's the coming together of two families and the beginning of something new. The love, encouragement and guidance you've all shared over the years has left its mark on them both. For Lewis, what makes this coming together so meaningful is the richness in those differences. The cultures, the places, ways of living that may not have always been the same, but somehow fit perfectly. They bring perspective, understanding, and the chance to learn from one another. In that, there's something bigger being created, not just the joining, but an expansion of what family can truly be. For Jelia, family and friends are the foundation of who they each were before they ever met. The people who shaped them, supported them, and helped them grow into the individuals standing before us today. And now, those same people, you guys, continue to be part of their story. Not in the background, but as an essential piece of it. The ones who help complete the picture of who they are together. So as Lewis and Jelia step into this next chapter, they do so surrounded by you, the people who have shaped them, who will support them, and who will walk with them as their story continues to unfold. Now, once upon a time, finding the love of your life meant chance encounters across a crowded room, over a spilt drink, or through a friend who swore you two just have to meet. Now, sometimes it starts with a swipe, because somewhere between bored scrolling at work to late night scrolling, there's an app quietly rewriting the rules. And on Bumble, let's be honest, the women are in charge. And take charge, Jelia did. Jelia hit Lewis up, and when her profile popped up, he immediately noticed the letters RN. Lewis thought, wow, I have an in. The perfect pickup line to break the ice. So he says, do you work with my dad at Radio National, ABC? For Lewis, it was a great opening line. Said with confidence, was very specific, and to him, he was impressed. However, he was wrong, because RN didn't mean Radio National, it means registered nurse. Close enough. But somewhere in that moment, between the assumption and the correction, something better than a perfect pickup line happened. They laughed, and that's usually where the good stuff begins. After weeks of talking, when they finally met on the 19th of May 2023, the plan was wholesome enough. The Manly to Spitbridge walk, fresh air, nice views, perfect. Until the rain came in and changed the script. So instead of a scenic walk, they found themselves tucked into a booth at a restaurant. A little more contained, a little more real. No distractions, nowhere to wander off, just the two of them, talking, laughing, figuring out if what they'd started might actually be something real. And it didn't take long to realise it was the start of something truly beautiful. By the 29th of June, it was official, locked in, loaded, in the modern day stamp of approval, Facebook. Now, they say that first impressions tend to tell you a lot about a person. For Lewis, there was an immediate sense of respect and admiration. Something about Jelia that stood out. Not loud, not forced, just quietly undeniable. For Jelia, it was simpler, but just as telling. Lewis was smart, and he was funny. A combination that's hard to ignore, and even harder to replace. And that is the thing about stories like theirs. They don't start with grand gestures or perfect plans. They start with a message, a misunderstanding that turns into a laugh, a rainy day that reroutes everything, and two people willing to see where it'll go. Now, they say we all need a good dose of fun and laughter in our lives, and for Lewis and Jelia, that's not just true, it's essential. It's basically the secret ingredient for any relationship that actually will go the distance. Because for them, laughter isn't something saved for the big moments. It lives in the everyday, in the small, silly, completely unplanned parts of life. For Lewis, some of the best moments come from those times when Jelia will say something and he doesn't quite catch it properly. Instead of asking her to repeat it, he leans in the other direction entirely, confidently throwing out the closest and often completely wrong set of words that he can come up with, just to see if he's even remotely close. And here's the tip. He's usually not. But that's exactly the point. It's the confusion, the commitment, and the randomness of it all that turns a passing moment into something they both end up laughing about. For Jelia, it's a mix of playful mischief and knowing exactly how to get a reaction. Sometimes it's as simple as reaching over and touching Lewis's belly, fully aware it annoys him. But it's his reaction that gets her every time. That split second of protest that quickly turns into laughter. Neither of them can hold back. And then there are the performances. Lewis stepping into full character, imitating movie scenes with exaggerated voices and over-the-top acting. Not just a quick impression, a full-on commitment. The kind where you can't help but laugh no matter how many times you've seen it before. And maybe that's what makes it so special. It's not polished, it's not planned, and it doesn't need to be. It's just theirs. A rhythm they've found in each other, where even the smallest moments can turn into something worth holding on to. Because when you can laugh like that together, often, easily, and without trying too hard, you've found something that's absolutely pretty rare. Lewis and Jelia knew early on in their relationship that they'd found the one person they'd spend the rest of their life with. For Lewis, it was when he realised that they were aligned on the same goals. Jelia was someone that he cared deeply for. For Jelia, it was when she quickly realised that Lewis ticked all of her boxes. He was someone that she felt like she'd known her whole life. So knowing that they'd found their person, their soulmate, it was only fitting that Lewis popped the question to Jelia when he took her away to Bateman's Bay because he had an open home to attend that day. However, it was perfect because the beach is Jelia's happy place, so it was the perfect place to propose. As they were relaxing by the water, Lewis started making a little speech, a 2-minute, 30-second little speech. When he eventually got to the point, got down on one knee and proposed. It was their perfect little moment in the most perfect of settings. Love for Lewis and Jelia is also about reflection, reflecting on where they've come from to where they are now and looking back on all those achievements and difficulties that they've faced together. Things like travelling to the Philippines where Lewis got to meet Jelia's family for the first time and going on their first cruise together. Moving into their new home and, of course, celebrating the wonderful news that they will soon become amazing parents. Lewis and Jelia love so much about each other. For Lewis, he loves Jelia's kindness, her dedication, her wisdom, and that she's pragmatic, gentle, and a healer. For Jelia, she loves that Lewis always makes her laugh because he's a very funny guy. That he's caring, he's loving, he's understanding, and he's emotionally intelligent. Now, everyone here today can truly see the long-lasting love that they both have for each other, and I think everyone here today could all describe them in many ways, and I'd be confident that we'd all describe them in similar ways. But I wanted to know how they described each other, and in their responses, I knew they were perfectly suited. With Lewis describing Jelia as generous, caring, and easygoing, and Jelia describing Lewis as a hard-working gentleman. Now, I also asked them both, if your partner could take 3 things to a desert island, what would it be? Lewis told me that Jelia would take Yasha, wet wipes, and sunscreen, because Jelia loves sunscreen too much. Jelia told me that Lewis would take his phone. Oh, the next one kills me every time I read it. A toilet, and probably her. I love that Jelia thinks that he'd probably take her, but Lewis doesn't think that she'd take him. For Lewis and Jelia, there are plenty of experiences left to share in their lives, and whilst they don't know what the future has in store for them, as life can't really be planned for, but in turn you can have hopes for a future that can be worked towards. So they both hope to grow their family where they can move into their dream and forever home in 5 years, as well as travel and go on adventures together. They hope to continue to build each other up and help one another fulfill their goals, creating a family legacy through all of that. Lewis and Jelia, may your marriage and future never be defined by who says I love you first, like Lewis did, which was received with happiness and smiles, even though Jelia was shocked in the moment. Instead, let your marriage be defined by the little things, like falling asleep next to each other, getting an all-important hug when you get home from work, going for walks together, going to the beach together, hiking, doing yoga, watching movies at home, doing activities with your dog, taking holidays together, or just chilling at home with each other. Because it's the simplest of things in life that makes your time together so much more special. Lewis, I want you to continue to romance Jelia by buying her flowers, taking her out for dinner, going on bushwalks, giving her massages on the couch, or just having some good old-fashioned banter with her. That's what she'd love. Jelia, continue to romance Lewis by giving him plenty of cuddles and kisses, giving him a head massage, spending time with him, listening to him supporting his career, and making sure he has food to eat when he comes home from work. Please and thank you. And oh, that's contentious. Hey. And so, family and friends, that is how they've come to be here today. In this moment, it's a time to pause, look back, and smile at all the moments that have brought them here, and a time to look ahead to all those moments that are yet still to come. Lewis and Jelia, I'm here. We're all here because we want those moments for you both. We're here to hope with you, to support you, to be proud of you, and to remind you that love isn't happily ever after. Love is the experience of writing your own story. And it's not one moment, it's not even this moment. It's those big ones like saying I love you, moving in together, getting engaged, sharing your first kiss like you did on your first date in a secluded area of that restaurant in Manly. It's all of these moments, plus a million little ones that come in between those big ones that will make your love story continue to shine forever. Lewis and Jelia, please join both your hands together. These are the hands of your best friend, young, strong, and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. They are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. The hands that will passionately love and cherish you throughout the years and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. They are the hands that will hold you when fear or when grief temporarily comes to you. The hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. They are the hands that will join your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it, support and encouragement to pursue your dreams, and comfort through difficult times. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged will still be reaching for yours, still giving you that same unspoken tenderness with just one touch. Well, as an authorised marriage celebrant, I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to that law. Lewis and Jelia, before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to the law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. Lewis, do you take Jelia to be your wife? Will you love and respect her, support her and be honest with her? Will you continue this commitment through all adventures of life, standing by her in all that may come? Do you pledge your friendship, your trust and your love?
I do.
Jelia, do you take Lewis to be your husband? Will you love and respect him, support him and be honest with him? Will you continue this commitment through all adventures of life, standing by him in all that may come? Do you pledge your friendship, your trust and your love?
I do.
Jelia, from the moment I met you, you struck me as someone grounded, calm, safe and genuinely happy within yourself. And the more I got to know you, the more I saw so many beautiful qualities which made falling in love with you the easiest, most natural thing in the world. You are the most self-sufficient, pragmatic and quietly impressive person I have ever known. Endlessly caring, deeply capable and always putting others before yourself. Travelling to the Philippines with you and meeting your family, I understood even more deeply who you are. I saw how proud your family are of you, how naturally they look to you, and how willingly you give your time, care, and strength to the people you love. You have always shared how much admiration and respect you have for your grandmother. I'm so grateful I got to meet her. I'm even more grateful she said I was handsome. But seeing you with your family, I understood something even more important. The same strength, generosity, and leadership that you've always admired in your grandmother lives so clearly within you as well. You're continuing that legacy every day in the way that you show up for the people around you. You came to a foreign country, built a career you can be proud of, bought your own home, negotiated a great price, and created a beautiful life through your own strength and consistency. And you've done all of this while staying humble, kind, and completely true to yourself. I admire that more than words can ever describe. Where we all know I can be impulsive and always chasing the next thing, you are the force that reminds me we already have enough. Where I am looking for another home upgrade nobody asked for, you are happy with an Aldi catalogue, a hot coffee, a freshly washed dog bed, and that same Sunday Spotify playlist I'll pretend to complain about forever. You have taught me that a good life is not always built by adding more. Sometimes it is built by appreciating what is already here. Where I can be chaotic, you are my calm the hell down presence. Where I can embody intensity, you are the peace. And somehow beautifully, you manage to do all of this while teasing me relentlessly, stealing the karaoke microphone the second I finally muster the courage to sing, always being ready for the next back massage, and maintaining a never-ending scoreboard about whose turn it is to buy dinner. It's your turn. What I love most is that beneath every joke, every tease, every debate, there is love. Real love, easy love, daily love, the kind that makes ordinary life feel rich. Today, I promise to cherish the steadiness you bring me. I promise to listen when you remind me to slow down. I promise to protect your peace the way you protect mine. I promise to keep building a life with you, but also to stop and enjoy it with you. I promise to keep laughing with you, growing with you, and choosing you through every season. Jelia, you are my calm, my joy, my reality check, and the best partner I could ever hope for. I love you, and I cannot wait to be your husband.
That was beautiful, Lewis. But before you can be her husband, you need to say the legal vows at the top of that for me. Just these ones.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, Lewis, take you, Jelia, to be my lawfully wedded wife.
I call upon the person here present to witness that I, Jelia, take Lewis to be my lawful and wedded husband. My love, I didn't grow up with a perfect example of love. I grew up learning strength. I learned how to be independent, how to stand on my own, and how to be okay even things felt uncertain. So standing here today, choosing you, choosing love, feels incredibly meaningful to me. From the very beginning, it felt like we had known each other for years. We just clicked. You understand me in a way that still amazes me. You read my face before I even say a word, which is impressive and sometimes slightly unfair. You are the kind of person who lights up every room you walked in. You make everyone laugh so effortlessly, and I love how your family and friends naturally look up to you, not because you try to impress people, but because of the kind of person you are, caring, genuine, hardworking, and kind. And your family, they welcomed me with so much warmth and love. They made me feel like I belong, like I was already family long before today. That means more to me than I can explain. What I admire most about you is the way you love me, especially during difficult moments. Even when we argue, things get rough between us, you remain gentle and respectful. You never give up on us. Instead, you always try to understand, communicate, and find solutions. Thank you for always choosing us, even during the hard days. Thank you for every little thing you do that makes me feel cared for. The way you checked on me, the way you notice when things is wrong before I even say it, the way you make me laugh, the way you're always ready to give me a back massage when I'm stressed. I truly believe you came into my life and changed my understanding of what love could be. And now, we're about to become parents. That thought alone fills my heart. I'm so excited to raise a baby with you and build a home filled with warmth, respect, and laughter. I already know you're going to be an incredible father. I feel so lucky that our child will grow up surrounded by kind of love we're creating together. So today, I promise to keep choosing you through every version of life we go through together. I promise to protect our peace, support your dreams, laugh with you through the good times, and hold your hand tightly through the hard ones. And no matter how much life changes, I promise that I will never stop loving the life we are building together. Thank you for loving me the way you do. I love you always.
Beautifully said, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, writing personal vows is never easy, but honestly, you guys did an incredible job with both of those sets of vows, so well done. Well, family and friends, the time has come for Lewis and Jelia to exchange their wedding ring. The wedding ring is an important symbolism for them both. It symbolises love and commitment to them both, the creation of a family and a symbol of pride. Pride in showing the world that you are married to the love of your life. Simply, the ring is the epitome of love. These two rings made of the most precious of metals symbolise that love is the most precious element in your life together. The ring has no beginning and no ending, which symbolises that the love between you will never cease. You place these rings upon each other's fingers as a visible sign of the vows, which today will make you husband and wife. Gentlemen, this singer once said, if you like it, then you should put a ring on it. Yeah, do we know who that was? Beyonce! And we like this, right? Wow, very uneventful. We like this, right? Yeah, so we should put a ring on it. You! All right, Leon, ready? Here we go. I love that you bowed to me. Thank you.
The ring bearer.
Jelia, take this ring as a token of my love. Wear it as a symbol of my commitment to you. to our life together and all that involves. Need some oil then.
Some WD-40, Lewis.
There's a Bunnings down the road.
There is. Leon, you don't have to bow to everyone when
That's great. Let it play.
Lewis, take this ring as a token of my love. Where is it a symbol of my commitment to you? To our life together and all that it holds.
Lewis and Jelia, you have always been there as partners, companions, lovers and friends, and now that you've confirmed your love and vows to each other in the way of marriage, stay close and cling tenderly yet tightly as you continue your journey through this world. Let the times you fall short be few, but always be forgiven, and let the times you surpass your needs and hopes be many. May all the beautiful gifts that come with the promises of a long, loving marriage bring absolute, never-ending happiness to you both. Well, family and friends, for this next part, I'm going to need your help, because I shouldn't be the one that gets to have all the fun here today. That's why they brought you guys. So, I need you to repeat the next 3 lines after me. Really loud, all right? Emma's deaf down the back, so she wants to hear you nice and loud, all right? Here we go. To love. To love. To laughter. To laughter. And happily ever after. And happily ever after. Great. So, with that said, the people have spoken. It's mine and their absolute greatest pleasure to now pronounce you both as not only a loving and caring couple, we know that, but for the very first time, as husband and wife. You may now share your first kiss as husband and wife! Let's hear it for them! Woo! Yeah! Alright. I reckon we can get a bit more of a kiss. What do you reckon, Lewis? You look like you're ready for it. Alright, they're gonna go to another kiss and we're gonna scream super loud. Here we go. Alright. Get in there, Lewis! Give your wife a kiss! Let's hear it! You! Now I'm pregnant. All right, great. Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a few moments. We're going to sign that official paperwork. And then, of course, we are going to come back to you with our gorgeous bride and groom. That I be able to present to you for the very first time your newly married legends on your feet. It is Mr. and Mrs. Stapleton. Get those ribbons tied. Here we go. They got a kiss. Let me see your Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the Stapletons! Alright, your first cruise in the first prize rate, give it up! That's you guys, that's you guys! Oh my god, sorry. Second and third final! You guys have a cruise rate!